Okay, we come to section C. Section C is short essays and it has 30 marks. So the instruction for this section is there are 3 parts in this section. Answer 1 question from each part. Okay, so answer 1 question from each part. Okay, that's what you need to do. You just answer 1 question from each part. Okay, so before we go on and answer the questions, I want to talk about a few things that you need to do as you answer this question, okay, or let me say this section. Okay, so the first thing you need to do when you read the question, one thing you need to do is you need to come up with points related to the question. Okay, make sure you just come up with points that are asked in the question. Okay, that's what you need to do. Don't bring irrelevant points into this. Just bring out varied points. Okay. The second point is the number of points you come up with should be at least equal to the number of marks. Okay. So when they have asked you the question and they have given you 6 marks, at least come up with 6 points. Okay, at least 6 points. Okay, so you make sure you come up with 6 points at least. That means you can, if they have asked you a question and they are saying 6 marks, you can come up with 8. Okay, at least you can come up with 8 or 6, somewhere between those numbers. Okay, how do you come up with 8? You come up with 8 when you are not very sure of the other points you have raised. You can give additional 2. Okay, and you can write them all. Now that depends on the lenience of the marker and the strategy the marker is going to use. Some markers will just mark the first 6 points. Some, they will even go further and look for those meaningful points. If the last 2 are okay, they will give you marks and get the all 6 marks. Okay, then the other point you need to consider is write in paragraph form and not in point form. When you're writing short essay, please make sure you write in paragraph form. Write a passage, write a paragraph. Okay, just write a paragraph and don't remember, it's a short essay. Short essay, it's in English, it's more or less like a summary. Okay, short essay is a summary in history or in geography, or it's just a summary. So you just write even 1 paragraph. Don't put irrelevant points. Just write points. Those points can be separated by commas. And later on you add the last sentence with a hand. Okay? And then you finish. Okay? The other point is don't add irrelevant information, which I've already said. Don't add irrelevant information just to make the essay to be longer. Don't add the irrelevant question. Remember, these markers will have a lot of papers to mark, so they would appreciate if you just went straight to the points, from point to point, point to point, point to point, point to point, just like that. Okay, so basically that's what you need to do when you're writing an exam, answering this section. Just make sure you do those things. Without boring you with a lot of instructions, let's go straight to question number 1. Question 1 was as follows. With reference to energy and power in Zambia, A, describe the types of renewable sources of energy. Okay, and it carries 4 marks. Okay, it carries 4 marks. So what we're going to do first is we're going to come up with points that we're going to use to come up with an essay, a short essay. So the first point is biogas. So biogas is the energy made by fermenting organic matter. 2, hydroelectricity. Hydroelectricity is produced using the water falling from higher level to lower level. 3, wind is energy generated by wind turning a windmill or a wind turbine. 4, wood fire is the energy obtained by burning wood or charcoal. So those are the 4 points that we're going to use to construct a short essay. So using those points to construct a short essay, our short essay will be like this. There are many different types of renewable resources of energy in Zambia, and some of these are biogas, which is biogas is the energy made by fermenting organic matter. Hydroelectricity is produced using the water falling from higher level to the lower level. Wind is energy generated by wind turning a windmill or a wind turbine. And wood fuel is the energy obtained by burning wood or charcoal. Okay, so that is our short essay. Question 1b is as follows. Explain the advantages of using solar energy. Explain the advantages of using solar energy. Okay, so what we're going to do first, we're going to come up with the points. So it is 6 marks and we should come up with the 6 points. So the first one is solar energy is available in all parts of the country. Okay. The second point is it is cheap source of energy. Okay. The third part is solar energy can be stored in batteries for later use. The fourth point is it is clean as it does not pollute the environment. Now, point number 5 is it is a renewable or non-inexhaustible source of energy. Okay, it is a non-exhaustible source of energy. Number 6, it is easy to tap and requires minimum maintenance cost. Okay, so these are the 6 points I've come up with. So I'm going to write them in a short essay form. So my essay will be like this. Solar energy has a lot of advantages. Some of these advantages are it is available in all parts of the country. It is cheap source of energy. It can be stored in batteries for later use. It is clean as it does not pollute the environment, and it is renewable or inexhaustible source of energy. Okay, so basically that's how you answer that one. Okay. Question 2a is as follows. Explain the importance of conducting the national census. Explain the importance of conducting the national census. So first of all, as usual, I'm going to start with the points. So the points I'm going to come up with are as follows. 1. To find out the number of people living in a country at a particular time. 2. To find out the level of education attainment among the people. 3. To find out the age and sex ratio in the country. 4. To plan for the economic development of the nation. 5. To find out the living standard of the people. Okay, so we have come up with 5 points. We write them into an essay. So my essay from those points will be like, conducting of census is attached to a lot of importances. Some of these are as follows. To find out the number of people living in a country at the particular time. To find out the level of education attainment among the people. To find out the age and sex ratio in the country. To plan for economic development of the nation, and to find out the living standard of the people. Okay, that will be my short essay. Question 2b is as follows. What are the factors leading to rapid population growth in urban areas? What are the factors leading to rapid population growth in urban areas? Okay, so let's come up with points. Number 1, improved nutrition. Number 2, high poverty levels. Number 3, cultural beliefs. Number 4, high fertility rate. Number 5, improved medical care. Okay, these are the points that are leading to rapid population growth. So when these 5 things are happening, they support rapid population growth. Now we put these into a short essay. Okay, there are so many things that lead to rapid population growth. Some of these are as follows: improved nutrition, high poverty levels, cultural beliefs, high fertility rate, and improved medical care. Okay, so it doesn't matter how short the essay is. Remember, they are saying short essay. It doesn't matter as long as points are raised. So when the marker look at this short essay I've written and they can identify points, okay, that they are looking for, then they will be ticking and they will give you 5 marks compared to one who has written a full page without these points. Okay, so it doesn't matter how short the essay is. Question 3A is as follows. Describe the types of food processing industries located in major towns in Zambia. Describe the types of food processing industries located in major towns in Zambia. Okay, so that is the question. So like as usual, we come up with the points first. So what we are going to be looking for is towns that food processing that are found in major towns. So if you have in a bigger town, then there is a company, that's what mostly we refer to, that makes food, like that processes food. Okay, you can still mention it. You can see talk about that in company. Okay, so we start. The first point is poultry for fresh and frozen products. 2. Milling of maize and grind for flour and maize porridge. 3. Confectionery industries that make sweets and cakes. 4. Meat package for fresh and frozen products. 5. Canning industry for fruits, vegetables, etc. Okay, so those are the industries that we have in Zambia that are found in major cities of our country. Okay, so those are some of those foods, so of some of those industries. Okay, now let's go and construct a short essay. So our short essay will be like this. Major towns of Zambia have many different food processing industry. Some of these industries are poultry for fresh and frozen products, milling of maize and grind for flour and maize porridge, confectionery industries that make sweets and cakes, meat packaging for fresh and frozen product, and canning industry for fruits, vegetables, etc. So that's how our short essay will be like. Okay, we go to next question. Question 3B is as follows. Explain the challenges faced by food processing industry in Zambia. Explain the challenges faced by food processing industries in Zambia. Okay, so before we write the short essay on about that one, so we need to first come up with points. So let's come up with points. The challenges that food processing industry is facing in Zambia. 1. Lack of up-to-date technology. 2. High cost of raw materials. 3. High cost of fuel and energy. 4. High taxes or duties on imported raw materials. 5. Poor road and railway transport network. Okay, so these are the 5 challenges they are facing. Now, these they are not all. I'm just, like I said earlier on, I'm just getting 5 challenges because of 5 marks. So I'm going to construct a short essay using these points. Okay, so food processing industry in Zambia is faced with a lot of challenges. Some of these are lack of up-to-date technology, high cost of raw materials, high cost of fuel and energy, high taxes or duties on imported raw materials, and poor road and railway transport network. Okay, so these are the challenges the food processing companies are facing. Some of the challenges that the food processing industry is facing. Okay, so we can write that short essay and then that's all. Okay. Question 2A was as follows. Why did Europeans scramble for Africa? Why did Europeans scramble for Africa? Okay, so the points that we can use to construct our short essay are: 1. Economic exploitation. 2. Strategic interests. 3. Religious and cultural motivation. 4. National pride. 5. They also wanted to protect trade routes. 6. To buy slaves to be used as cheap human labor. Okay, so those are the 6 points that we can come up with. As you can see, we are supposed to gain 6 marks and I've come up with 6 points. So to construct our short essay is going to be like this. European countries scrambled for Africa for main reasons. Some of these reasons are economic exploitation, strategic interest, religious and cultural motivation, national pride. They also wanted to protect trade routes and to buy slaves to be used as cheap human labor. Question 2B is as follows. Describe the terms of the Berlin Conference of 1884 to 1885. Describe the terms of the Berlin Conference of 1884 to 1885. Okay, so let's come up with points. The points will be what terms was raised from that conference. Okay, so the first one is it was agreed to end slave trade in Africa and providing for the welfare of Africa. 2. It was agreed that River Niger and Congo were to be free for transportation. 3. A country which occupied any territory had to be financially strong. 4. To address humanitarian issues that were brought due to slave trade. Okay, so these were the terms that was agreed during Berlin Conference in 1884 and 1885. Now let's go and construct the short essay using these points. Okay, the following are terms that were made at Berlin Conference. It was agreed to end slave trade in Africa and providing for the welfare of Africa. It was also agreed that River Niger and Congo were to be free for transportation. A country which occupied any territory had to be financially strong. And it was also agreed to address humanitarian issues that were brought due to slave trade. Okay, so that is the short essay on that, and those are the points above. Okay. Question 3 is as follows. With a reference to welfare associations and trade unions in Northern Rhodesia from 1900 to 1964, write on the following subheadings. Okay. A. Reasons for formation. Why were welfare associations and trade unions formed? 1. To resist colonization. 2. To protect rights for Africans by raising awareness. 3. To advocate for the better working conditions for Africans in the mines. 4. To fight for better wages for African workers. 5. To promote African values and beliefs. 6. To ensure that African interests were protected. Okay, so these are the reasons why welfare associations and trade unions were formed. So from these points now, let's construct a short essay. Welfare associations and the trade unions were made in northern Rhodesia to resist colonization, to protect rights for Africans by raising awareness, to advocate for better working conditions for Africans in the mines, to fight for better wages for African workers, to promote African values and beliefs, and to ensure that Africans' interests are protected. Okay, so that is the short essay for this question. Okay. Okay, question 3b, we asked to write on the achievements that were achieved by the welfare associations and trade unions. Okay, so let's start by raising points first. So the first point, I'll start with the biggest one. Okay, the biggest achievement that was achieved by welfare and trade unions. Okay, 1. Northern Rhodesia got its independence in 1964. Okay, so because of the activities of welfare associations and trade unions, it led to Northern Rhodesia, currently known as Zambia, to get its independence in 1964. Number 2, their activities led to organized strikes, demonstrations, and boycotts, such as in 1935 and 1940 at Lusaka, in Lusaka and Copperbelt. In Lusaka and Copperbelt. 3. They also conducted civil disobedience in 1961, known as Cha-Cha-Cha. Okay. Number 4, welfare associations turned into political parties. Okay, so these are the 4 achievements that were scored. So now we can now construct a simple short essay from that. So our simple short essay will be like this. Welfare associations and trade unions had scored a lot of achievements, and some of these are as follows. Northern Rhodesia got its independence in 1964. Their activities led to organized strikes, demonstrations, and boycotts, such as in 1935 and 1940 in Lusaka and Copperbelt. They also conducted civil obedience in 1961, known as Cha-Cha-Cha, and welfare associations turned into political parties. Okay, turned into political parties. So that is the short essay on that question. Okay. Okay, so we come to part 3. We come to question 1A of part 3, which reads as follows. Explain the meaning of 2 colors on Zambia's national flag. That is 4 marks. So 2 colors. So we just bring out 2 colors and we talk about their meanings. Okay, but for me, I'm going to talk about the all 4 colors and then how you can also construct it. But in your case, you just get 2. Okay, So the question is, explain the meaning of two colors on Zambia's national flag. Okay, so what you need to do is, first we need to come up with points. Okay, so I'm going to come up with points of all the four colors. Since there are just four, I'll do that. Unless if there are many like 10 what, I could have just stuck to two. So basically they have told us just to describe two colors, so I'm going to raise the all four colors for the sake of revision. So the first color is orange. Orange symbolizes the country's mineral wealth. Okay. Two, red stands for the bloodshed during independence struggle. Green represents Zambia's land and natural resources. Four, black stands for the indigenous people of Zambia. Black stand for the indigenous people of Zambia. Okay, so those are the 4 points, or those are the 4 colors of the national flag. So how do you write your short essay? You can say the Zambian flag has 4 colors in it, and these colors have meaning attached to them, like orange symbolizes the country's mineral wealth, while red stands for the bloodshed during independence struggle. Green represents Zambia's land and natural resources, and black stands for the indigenous people of Zambia. So if it was you answering this question, you just end up to red. Okay, so you can say the Zambian flag has 4 colors in it, and their colors have meaning attached to them. Like orange symbolizes the country's mineral wealth, while red stands for the bloodshed during independence struggle. Then you end there, and that is your answer. And then if those 2 points are seen in that short essay, they will give you 4 marks. Okay, so basically that's what you write. We go to the next question. The question is, how do Zambians demonstrate respect for the national flag? How do Zambians demonstrate respect for the national flag? So before we answer this question, before we write a short essay on this one, we are going to come up with points as usual. So the first point is by saluting the national flag. That is point number 1. The other point, or the other way they show respect to the flag, is by mounting it in all public places or offices. Okay. The other point is by mounting the flag on all Zambians embassies, local and abroad. Okay, by mounting all Zambians on all Zambian embassies, local and abroad. The other one is it is used during the national events. The other point is when they are singing the national anthem, they sing under the national flag. So when they are singing the national anthem, they sing under the flag. The other one is they also mount this flag during the independence celebration on 24th October each year. So those are the 5 ways Zambians show respect to the flag. Now, let's write this short essay. So what I'm going to do is, just like I've been doing, you just put the points together. Don't put irrelevant information. So you can write it as follows. Zambians show respect to a national flag by saluting the national flag, mounting it in all public places or offices. They also show respect by mounting it on all Zambian embassies, local and abroad. It is also used during national events. So if they have got a national event, they are going to mount the flag. The other one is when they are singing the national anthem, they sing under the national flag. And also it is used to, they mount the national flag during independence celebration on 24th October of each year. Okay, so that is then essay. It should be as short as that, and only commas should be separating the points. Okay. Question number 2A is as follows. Identify ways in which women can be empowered. Identify ways in which women can be empowered. Number 1, women should be taught from childhood to have a big ambition and be courageous to pursue them. Number 2, providing quality and easily accessible education. Number 3, to allow them to make decisions without interference from negative traditional and cultural norms. They also be allowed to access loans. That is the fourth point. The fourth point is to allow them access loans easily. Number 5 is to have the right to own properties. Number 6, women should be engaged in national developmental activities. Okay, those are the 6 points we have come up with. Now let's form a short essay. So our short essay will be as follows. The following are some of ways to empower women. Girls should be taught from childhood. Women should be taught from childhood to have big ambitions and be courageous to pursue them. Providing quality and easily accessible education to allow them to make decisions without interference from negative traditional and cultural norms. They also be allowed to access loans easily. Women should also have right to own properties, and women should be engaged in national developmental activities. Okay, so that is the short essay that you can come up with on that question. Question 2B is as follows. Why is it important for women to own properties? Why is it important for women to own properties? Okay, the first point is 1, it reduces dependence syndrome. Okay, it reduces dependence syndrome. 2, it increases equal opportunities between men and women. 3, it encourages to take part in national development as more women take position of leadership in our country. Okay, that is number 3. Number 4, women acquire business skills which make them to be successful in businesses. It helps women to gain skills on how to manage small businesses and large enterprise. And it also helps young girls in schools have role models and work extra hard. Okay, so those are the points. Now we can develop those points into a beautiful essay. So we can start a beautiful short essay. We can start as follows. It is important for women to own properties because it reduces dependence syndrome. It increases equal opportunities between men and women. It encourages to take part in national development as more women take position of leadership in our country. Women acquire business skills which make them to be successful in business. It helps women to gain skills on how to manage small businesses and large enterprises. And it also helps young girls in schools to have role models and work extra hard. Okay, so that is the short essay for that question. Question 3A is as follows. What are the causes of inflation? What are the causes of inflation? So we need to come up with 4 points because we are given 4 marks there, at least 4 points. Okay, so like I said earlier on, if you are not very conversant, if you are not very sure of the points you have risen, what you can do is you can add extra 2 or 1. But don't make it too many. Don't double the number. Like you raise 8 when they want 4 marks. They are allocated 4 marks. At least give them at least or 6. Okay. This will also be an advantage to you if you just add extra 2, because you won't waste a lot of time on one question. Okay. So, but if you're not very sure, there are some doubts on other points I've raised, you can go up to 6. You raise those and you write them. The markers he marks, he may even give you a mark on those if you have brought them. Even if they are at the end, they will give you the mark and get the correct ones, and they may just cancel those which are not correct. But you'll be given the entire 4 marks as long as if you raise 6, 2 are wrong, then the others are correct. If you raise 6 or all of them are correct, the marker will mark only those 4 correct answers. Okay? But that point I've raised it depends on how lenient is the marker is. Okay, because there are sometimes when you just mark the first 4 and leave the last 2. Okay, so that depends also on the lenience on the marker was handling that. But you need to be as precise as you can be, like I said earlier on, because the markers will have a lot of things to do. Okay, so now let's raise the points on this question, which is what are the causes of inflation? Okay, why does inflation happen? What leads inflation to happen? What makes inflation to happen? Okay, the first question is when there is high salary and wages, inflation happens. So when there is high salary and wages, inflation happens. The other instances when inflation happens is when supply cannot expand to meet demands. Okay, so the demand has increased whilst the supply has remained the same, then it will cause inflation. Or the supply has reduced, then the demand has risen, it will cause inflation. Okay, the other one is a rise in price of goods and services. When the price of goods and services have risen, then inflation will take place. Okay, the general price level of goods okay, so the general price levels of goods, general, okay, nothing, not even just one commodity that has increased in price, but everything, the price has increased, then there will be inflation. The other one is services rise owing to the rise input costs. Okay, so the services have risen, and it's because of the input cost has also risen. Okay, for instance, someone is making fritters, then the price of flour and cooking oil goes up. That means even the price of one fritter will be high. Okay, or he or she will reduce the size of the fritter. That is indirectly raising the price of a fritter. Okay, now we go to constructing a short essay. So a short essay may be like this. Inflation is the loss of money value. It is the rise in the general levels of prices of goods and services over a period of time. Okay, so inflation is caused in situations where there is high salary and wage, supply cannot expand to meet demands, there is a rise in the price of goods and services. The general price levels of goods the general price levels of goods and services rise owing to the rising input costs. Okay, so this is how your short essay will look like. Okay. Okay, question 3B is as follows. Explain the effects of inflation on the economy. Explain the effects of inflation on the economy. Explain the effects of inflation on the economy. Okay. So the points we're going to raise on this topic is: 1, it causes high price of commodity. 2, it may impose hidden tax increases. 3, it may fail to attract real income. Okay. The other one, it causes negative real interest rates. The other one is it may lead to high cost of borrowing due to high interest rates, and it discourages investment and savings. Okay, so those are the 6 points I've come up with. Now we go to constructing a short essay. Inflation has negative effects on the economy because it causes high price of commodities. It imposes hidden tax increases. It may fail to attract real income. It causes negative real interest rates, may lead to high cost of borrowing due to high interest rates, and it discourages investment and savings. Okay, so that is the short essay that you need to write that short essay. That's how you need to write that short essay. Okay, please, if you have got questions, I'll be glad to respond to them in the comment section. Otherwise, much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning to our YouTube channel, and we are very grateful for your kindness. You have been giving us positive comments. Not that deliberately. We are very grateful because those positive comments you give us in the comments, they really tell us how much this channel is impacting your life. Please, Easy Learning Z is here to assist you in your academic work. We want to see that you do well in your academic work. Please take time and study. Most of the time when exams have started, there are no revisions that happen. So the existence of Easy Learning Z provides an extra step for you. And on the other hand, your teacher cannot explain to you 10 times on the same thing. But with Easy Learning Z, with this online platform where we are doing extensive revision, you are able to watch the same video as many times as you want until you understand. So what I can also encourage you is that you can watch from my channel and go to other channel. Remember, the instance here is for you to pass, not to watch our video. That's not the main one. The main instance of this channel is to make sure that you do well in your exams. So if you don't understand what I've explained, you can go to other channels as well and you watch the same content, and you can maybe get a different explanation from the tutor from that channel, and then you'll be able to understand. Please stay away from leakages and just study extensively. Exams are easy as long as you have confidence in yourself. Okay, that's all what you need. You have confidence in yourself and accepting any situation you are in. Okay, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you found this video helpful, remember to like and share with your friends. Thank you so much. God bless you.